what is life like now? Or I guess maybe if we were to put a marker on it, pre-COVID to now, how have things changed in the day to day?
Well, the boys are a lot more on their own. Um, for me, it's been I've really embraced my feminine energy. I've just kind of let a lot of things happen over the course of the last year. I've tried not to control as much, and it's been to my benefit. Like I said, a lot of things have just happened without any input from me. Other than me just going through my meditation practice, which is it's not an everyday thing for me as far as sitting down and meditating. I think about meditating every day. But I try and find things. All right, like I don't really have the space or I'm not in a place where I can sit and be completely still. So I'll do different things. Like I worship differently. I'll put on solfeggio frequencies in my headphones and do chores, or I'll put on a show that is teaching about something that I want to learn about, spiritually, or metaphysically. I'll just be out and I'll just stop and say to myself, just meditate right now, which is, just be aware, just take it all in, try and shut your brain off and just be in this dimension, like what's going on around me. That's really where I've been as far as this past year, is just learning to let go of, the constant need to be in control of everything, which is the masculine, the box. It's like trying to control every little itty bitty thing. And with letting go and with meditating more often and just being more aware of just the oneness of everything, and everything is a projection of my paradigm. It's very freeing. I don't feel confined. I don't feel restricted. I don't feel like, oh, why do I have to be here? Like, what is, I don't feel any of that. It's more of just getting used to waking up in the morning and recognizing, the feminine energy and nurturing the feminine energy by not trying to put a box around my day. I've probably gotten a lot less done as far as our culture's perspective goes. But what I've accomplished in the last year, just focusing on trying to nurture the feminine energy, I've gotten way more. I've gotten a lot further on my path this past year than I ever have. And it very much has to do with just the letting go and embracing the unknown, which, that's the feminine aspect. It's the possibilities of everything for me.
I love it. One last question.
Sure.
What do you not want me to ask about?
What do I not want you to ask about?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing really. I mean, I'm of the opinion that there's certain things about me that no one will ever know. So you can ask me whatever. You can 100% ask me whatever. I just may not tell you everything. That's all. It's there's not a question that to me that can't be asked, especially like an interview like this. It's I think if you're as a person, if you're going into a situation where someone's going to ask you questions, stop trying to be that controlling masculine person and just say it. Okay, you want to interview me? I'm not going to tell you how to interview me. You can ask me whatever you want. There's nothing off limits. All I'll say is if it's something that I don't want to answer, I'll just say that that's not, it's not something that I'm particularly willing to share about myself. It just depends on the situation and the context.
Right on. That's a solid boundary. I loved that question. It was asked to me the first time in an event that I attended and someone else got it. I was like, oh no, it's going to be mine. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to tell them. But that's
Yeah,
really rad. It's really rad, especially to hear that modeling of the boundary. And I think internally we all know it, but in that kind of situation, even if I didn't want to answer it, I would have been like, take a couple deep breaths and like, here we go, take the plunge.
yeah. I mean, there's really, like I mean, this. And now that I'm just thinking about it, like family secrets, like there's things that I wouldn't want to put out in the public because everybody's got secrets. That's the other thing you learn as you get older, is every family that has ever existed in the history of man has a skeleton in the closet, has something that they don't necessarily want the public to know. I've learned a lot of family secrets, and they're all pretty crazy, and all of them point to the fact that no one should ever be ashamed to make any mistakes. Mm-hmm. Like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're living. Yeah, was it the brightest thing in the world to do? Maybe not, but you're going to learn something from it, and it's perfectly okay to make mistakes. And that's all it is. It's, most of the family secrets that I know about, it's just people made mistakes. They made a mistake. Or maybe they did what they were supposed to do, and society thinks it's a mistake. It's like, you have to look at the context of what it is. And for me, it's just, the family secrets are probably the only thing that are off limits, but I could say probably not all of them.
It's funny because I didn't realize it until I got way into my adulthood. It started first with when I was getting married, and women started to approach me and they're like, make sure you do this and this and this, like almost like it was like this new rite of passage where now you're getting married and now you're being initiated into secret keeping 101 and how to be kind of a little bit covert, manipulative. And it was so interesting to me because I'll disclose some of the advice was like, make sure that you keep a bank account separate from your husband just in case things go wrong. And like, right. And I totally appreciate that as someone who did have to leave. And I appreciate that also as someone who was very fortunate that women were already protected, but not for like a long time. Like, I think it was the 70s where women were now allowed to open a bank account and like, and own property. And so I just like being born in the 80s, like I just missed that. Like it could have just been one generation different. And although it would have changed by the time I was an adult, it was interesting to hear that information coming in. I didn't realize that people kept secrets. And then I also became an adult and kept quite a few.
You have to keep secrets. It's like, there's this arbitrary thing where people say, well, you always have to tell the truth. Well, truth can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. And it's like, if, from a man's perspective, it's like the one thing that they tell you when you're getting married, when you're younger, it's like, if your wife ever asks you if she looks fat, even if she's fat, don't tell her. You don't say that. You can't, you know what I mean? That's a very masculine, old, misogynistic type of viewpoint, but it feeds right into the thing where you can't keep, like Dave Chappelle says, you can't keep it real all the time. Otherwise you're going to be in constant conflict. See, you have to pick your battles, and sometimes you're going to deceive somebody to keep it moving. It's, you don't want to, it's like, do I really want to engage with this person right now about this? No, you look great, babe.
I think ultimately what it boils down to is, if you're going to keep secrets, I think secrets and privacy are fine. I think if it's going to affect someone's well-being, or if you're purposely being deceptive, I think you need to check on that.
Yeah, it has to come from a place of kindness. the whatever, manipulation or deception or lie that you're going to tell, it has to come from a place of kindness to where it's not necessarily, I guess the way I would put it is that you're not gaining like an energetic advantage over the person by telling the lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're telling it to get a leg up on somebody, that's your motivations are not right. But if you're telling somebody a lie to to either further them on their journey, to make them feel better about themselves, to protect something else, like there's a third party, or there's it may not be your place to tell the truth, you know what I mean? That's a thing. If somebody comes up and asks me a question and it's not my place, even though I may know the truth, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you something that's just not, it's not for me to tell. If you have suspicions, somebody has suspicions of their neighbor, you're cheating on them or whatever, it's like, that's not my business. Even if I saw somebody walking in and out of the house, I don't know, maybe it was a plumber. Maybe they're laying pipe in there. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't, sometimes it's just not your place to tell the truth, and we all should be striving to live more honest and truthful lives, but there are no absolutes. Like you have to navigate this life sometimes, and sometimes you gotta be dishonest. You gotta tell a little white lie to keep things moving forward in a positive direction. But with kids too, it's like that a lot with kids. I lie to my kids all the time. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that I lie to them sometimes, but it's a lot of times it'll just open up a doorway to things that either they're not ready to hear, or I'm not ready to talk about, or it's just the convenience thing. Sometimes it's just a convenience thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess with everything that's been going on, I've been really, oops, I hit the wrong button. You still there?
I'm here.
Oh, there we go. I'm getting texts keep popping up on my screen. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, it's good talking to you, Ms. Jillian.
It has been good talking to you, and thank you for being so generous with your time.
It's no problem. Anytime. It's good talking to you because, anytime you have a conversation with like-minded energies, it's going to unlock, certain parts of your being that you're going to, have more opportunities, and more of that light's going to come through.
Yeah.
Out of the abyss.
Yeah. All right, Vincent, thank you again. And I will send you memes all through the evening.
I will likely do the same. Take care, Beans. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.